Hello. Once in a while during consultations with my clients, realizing that they have been actually scammed, they say something like, "Oh no, I have been scammed. Now I understand that I have been scammed. That scammer wanted just my money. She was not interested in me at all, so I will put her to justice. I will put her into prison. Whatever it takes." So in this video I will talk about the probability of putting that scammer girl in prison, or to make her pay some fines to you, or how is it possible to make it all through court. So the most common question that my clients ask me: is it possible to imprison a scammer in Ukraine? Theoretically, under Ukrainian criminal law, article number 190, that you will be able to see here for your reference, it is possible to bring a scammer into court if you can prove that fraud took place. As you can see under this article 190, if you prove that fraud took place, she will have to pay from 2,000 to 3,000 non-taxable minimums, which is between 34,000 hryvnias and 51,000 hryvnias. One non-taxable income is 17 hryvnias. So in best possible case, you will get around 1,250 to 1,900 US dollars. In reality, it will be about minus 15% from those amounts of money. But most probably that scammer girl will say that she doesn't work anywhere, or she has a kid that is growing without father, or that she has ill parents, and in such case, judge will just decide that community service for a term of 200 to 240 hours will be given to her. Or even not those community services, but restraint of liberty for a term of up to 3 years, which means that for 3 years she will not be able to go abroad anywhere. That is only in case if you can prove that fraud indeed took place. So, are you excited? Please let me know in comments how many times by how many girls have you been actually scammed. And this brings us to second question, which is: what are your chances of successful winning the case in court? If you are excited and already make a list of those scammers whom you will bring to court when you are next time in Ukraine, please answer a question. Why were you sending those money to that scammer girl? Was it just help to a poor Ukrainian girl? Has anybody put a gun to your head and forced you to send those transactions to those girls? Has anyone forced you to spend those hundreds or even thousands of dollars on websites, on those dating and marriage agency websites? Or was it just done with one intention? What was that specific intention? And let's face the truth, you wanted to bring that girl to the bed, right? You wanted to have sex with her, correct? Or was it just an act of generosity because you just felt sorry for her? I guess no. It was done with a specific intent. With the intent to have sex with her, right? And that is why you chatted with her maybe every day or a couple of times a week, sent money to her, maybe sent even gifts, flowers, some surprises, and so on and so on. And that intention can be prosecuted by Article 154 of Criminal Law of Ukraine, which is forcing to have sexual intercourse. Here's an Article 154 for your reference. And you can say, okay, punishable by a fine of up to 50 tax-free minimums, which is 850 hryvnias, about $30. No big deal, right? But let's say that you send her money maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and that falls into second part of this criminal article, because that girl will say that now, after you sent her money several times, she was financially dependent from you. And in such case, you can be fined 1,000 tax-free minimums, which is 17,000 hryvnias, about $600. As you're a foreigner, you will pay that fine and will not be restrained of liberty for a term of up to 2 years in Ukraine. And let's suppose you got mad and asked her to return those gifts back to you. And she saved maybe those screens that you wrote in Viber or in WhatsApp. Maybe she recorded what you were saying over the phone, or maybe when you were meeting each other. And in such case, you fall into part 3 of this Article 154. And if she saved those WhatsApp and Viber screens, that's evidence, and now you can be imprisoned for 3 years. For 3 years in Ukrainian prison. How do you think? Will judge believe you, or will he believe a poor young girl with a small kid? Will it be classified as fraud, or will it be classified as forcing for sexual intercourse from an older man who made that poor young Ukrainian girl financially dependent from him? That girl can also say that you got so mad, demanded gifts back from her, and let's say you even slapped her. Well, she can say that. And in this case, you fall into Article 153. Which is here for your reference, and there is a more severe punishment, as you can see, of 5 years of imprisonment. So when someone during consultation tells me I'm going to get her whatever it takes, I'm going to punish her, she will not get away with it. Trust me. I always recommend to forget that idea immediately. Chances of a foreign man to prove in Ukrainian court that he has been scammed, that fraud took place, is very close to 0. Some men, of course, say, no, I want to try and I want to go to a Ukrainian court. And let me tell you how much money will you pay if you go to Ukrainian court. But before we get to that, please check if you are subscribed for my channel and hit that like button if you like this video or my other videos. I'm trying really hard for you, recording this video in August when it's plus 35 degrees outside and air conditioner is not working here, so I am sweating like hell. So your like will be very appreciated. So, to go to court, you will need a lawyer. And let me tell you some words about lawyers in Ukraine. You should remember that it is much easier to find an honest girl in Ukraine and marry her than to find an honest lawyer. Once you contact a lawyer in Ukraine, in 99% cases, any lawyer in Ukraine will assure you that you will win that case 100%, and that you should only work with that lawyer, that he is experienced in those cases, that he has won many cases like that, and helped many foreigners to punish those scammers. In 95% of cases, he will not even examine your evidence that you might have. He will be assuring you that you will win that case for sure. And that brings us to another question. How much money will you pay for that revenge? If you want that revenge, of course. You will see expenses right here. So first you will pay for a consultation with a lawyer, and it will be around $100. Then you will have to pay a court fee, which is around 1,000 hryvnias at the moment, but it is getting higher and higher every couple of months. Lawyer will ask for registration address of that scammer girl and of her tax code. And in 99% cases, you will not have that information. So lawyer will have to find that information for you, and it will not be for free. So you will pay around $100, or I would even say $200 because you are a foreigner. And he will charge you like $100 for her tax code and $100 for her registration address. They are needed to start this trial. After everything is set up, that scammer girl will be notified by registered letter that she must come to court, and first court session will be scheduled. Guess what will happen? Your scammer girl will not show up, but your lawyer will. And guess what? You will have to pay for lawyer to show up. Or he will just charge you. And it will be about $100, or I would even say $150, just because you're a foreigner, you have money. So, scammer didn't show up, second court cases will be scheduled in about 3 to 4 months. And guess what? For the second time, scammer will not show up. And again, you will have to pay something like $100 or I think $150 so that your lawyer showed up, but somehow scammer didn't show up. So court session will be scheduled again in the next 3 or 4 months. At this stage, she may be forced to be brought into court by the police. But how we say, our court machine doesn't work so effectively, so most probably she will not be brought into court by police. Your lawyer will show up again, you will be charged again $150, and session will be again scheduled after 3 or 4 months. If you do not give up at this stage and decide that you still want that revenge, and remember, 1 year passed already, because 3 court sessions, and this session is not so important as maybe some other more severe case. So maybe it will be even prolonged each time for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So even 1 or 1.5 years may be passing at this time from when you just started all that. So for the 4th session, that scammer girl will come with her lawyer, and your lawyer shows up again. You're charged another $150, and guess what will happen? With 99% probability, there will be no enough evidence from your side. So you'll be asked to provide more evidence from your side, which you might not have, of course, but your lawyer will insist that you should provide something and that another court session should take place. For each court session, you will be paying $150 to a lawyer, and this may go on forever. In addition to that, scammer girl might be proving that she was financially dependent from you and you wanted only sex from her, and you can be punished for all those things that we have talked under those articles 154 and 153. If that scammer girl has a good lawyer, or if those lawyers decide that you have money and that you can be actually scammed now, they can make that court will find you guilty and you will have to pay that fine that we talked about before, or even imprison you. That might happen. And you can say, how can they imprison me when I am not in Ukraine? Will they find me through Interpol or something? And of course no, nobody will be searching for you through Interpol, but our lawyers are not honest ones. And it can be a surprise for you when you come next time to Ukraine. And at passport control, border officials will see that you have a criminal record and that you should be arrested straight away. This might actually happen. And then you will pay any money that you will be asked just to get out of prison. So that scammer girl may forgive you, but you will be asked for that forgiveness a certain amount of money. And that may be quite a lot, like $5,000, maybe $10,000, maybe $15,000, I don't know. If you have an honest lawyer, he will notify you that you have a criminal record and that you just cannot arrive to Ukraine now. So, do you still want revenge? Write me in comments, please. To conclude this video, if you want revenge or if you want to get something from that scammer by Ukrainian court, just forget that idea once and for all. You will lose more money, more time, more nerves, and will get nothing in the result. Learn from your mistakes, get consultation, get advice from people you trust, and just carry on with your life. Well, this scam happened. Just make sure that you're not scammed ever again. Learn from your mistakes. Be more cautious. Do not trust everything that girl tells you, any girl. Try to verify that information that she tells you, and you will be okay. I am always glad to help those of you who are stuck, uncertain, do not know how to move on from where you are, maybe need advice, need a different point of view. Please feel free to email me at my email address, and I will always be glad to help those people who really need help. If you like this video, make sure you like it. Check that you're subscribed to my channel, and I wish you all success, prosperity, joy, happiness, and of course, stay healthy and wealthy.